Our next presenter is Ursula Dongmo. She was elected Young ICT Lady of the Year. Ursula works at ING Belgium in the operational world, where all issues regarding the digital channels are treated. And hence, Ursula will talk about the importance of monitoring the real end-user experience.
So hello everyone, and thank you for the great introduction. I'll dive right into the subject. So as was presented, I would like to talk to you about the importance of monitoring the real end user experience. So at ING, we are actually monitoring our customer experience. Now I need to really make sure that you understand that we are not spying on our customers, so we are not spying on their personal data or the data of the transaction or whatever. We are really just monitoring their experience, so trying to understand what it is that they are facing when they are using our services. And we do that because we want to have, of course, an insight of their real end user experience, but also because doing this helps us detect any incident that they might have, and we can detect them faster, and we can, of course, resolve the solution, the service, put it back, restore it faster, and this will also improve our availability. By doing that, we will make sure that the clients do not complain so much, and we will reduce our complaints, well, the customer calls. And all this is in order to make sure that we can adapt our business to the evolving market. And this contributes to one of ING's strategy, which is to always help our customers be one step ahead in their business and in their life. So at ING, we measure the availability by using two metrics. The first one is the time-based metric, and the second one is the first one is the traffic-based metric, and the second one is the time-based metric. In the traffic-based metric, we are asking ourselves how many, as in how many customers have I serviced successfully. If out of 100 clients, you only serviced successfully 95 clients, then your traffic-based availability is 95%. For the time-based availability, you're asking yourself how long was my service up and running? If out of 24 hours in a day, your service was available only 23 hours, then your time-based availability is around 96%. For the traffic base, we are using the logging-based monitoring, which is basically gathering all the logs and events that our clients are producing while connecting on our services. By doing this, we are able to draw trends about their usage and about their preferences. For example, what you see on the graph is a graph showing the device preferences of our customers throughout the day. So you can see that late at night, they prefer to connect using mobile phone. During the day, they prefer to use a PC or a computer, which is normal because you're at work, so you don't want to be using your smartphone because it doesn't look so professional. And then early in the evening, they will connect through tablets. By doing this, we are able to have an insight on the most popular services used by our clients. And this is really important because it will help us put the focus on the services. We need to make sure that they are available all the time for our clients. And this will give the input for the time-based monitoring that I'm going to explain now. For the time-based monitoring, we are using the synthetic monitoring, which is basically automated transaction being performed by a robot at a frequently rate. For this one, we are monitoring our 4 digital channels, which are home bank, business bank, mobile and tablet, so smart banking for mobile and tablet. And we have 4 robots Each one of them is going to perform a transaction on each of those channels. The transaction journey is defined, as I explained, from the input that we receive from the traffic-based monitoring. So, for example, in the traffic-based monitoring, we're able to identify that our three most popular services used by our clients are the logon. They want to log into home bank or to smart banking. Then they want to check their account information, how many money they have on their account. Then they want to make a payment. And then, of course, we log out, and we do this on a loop every X minutes. You see Thunderbolt sign below each of the steps. It's because whenever one step is not, whenever one step fails, basically, the robot will send us an alert. This will help us react on the issue quickly, try to restore the service as soon as possible before we have any client impact. So it reduces the client impact, and of course, it eliminates the frustration from the client, and then it will lower the calls that we receive from the clients. So, as I explained, at ING we use both metrics, but you could wonder why not use one or just the other. Well, to explain a little bit, maybe I can give you an example. If I told you that Usain Bolt ran for 90 seconds, would you consider it's a great race? No? You would not? Why not? That's a good aspect, yeah. Because the thing is, what you need to have to be able to answer this question is to have another dimension, which is how many meters did you run? So you assumed it was 100 meters, but maybe it's not 100 meters, of course. Because if I tell you that he ran 20 meters in 90 seconds, then it's not a great race, it's a very bad race. But if it's 200 meters, then maybe it's a world record. So you really have to have both dimensions. First one is, of course, traffic-based, which is how many meters did you run? 200 meters. And the second aspect is the time-based. So time-based, for how long did you run those 200 meters? So in that case, 90 seconds. With both of them, you are able to assess the performance of the race, and in our case, the performance of our services. So, as I explained, we are using both, but each one is valid, and you will use them depending on what you want to measure. For the traffic-based, you will use it if you want to know how many customers you were able to service successfully. For the time-based, you will use it if you want to know for how long your service was up and running. So basically, the health of your service. Okay. For the traffic-based, you will use the traffic that was generated by the actual customers. So it's an irregular traffic because it depends on when the clients are connecting to your service. But for the time-based, you will always have a regular traffic because your customer is your robot. For the traffic-based, it helps you draw trends of the user preferences and their usage. But on the other side, you are not able to identify issues when the client is not connecting. That's when you will use a time-based, because the time-based will help you detect issues, for example, at 3 a.m. when you don't have any clients, so you will not have impact on the traffic-based. But on the time-based, you will definitely see those kind of issues in your services. So at the end of the month, we have two metrics, so the traffic-based on the vertical line and the time-based on the horizontal line. And we need to reach a KPI, so a key performance indicator on both of those metrics. If we reach the KPI for the traffic-based, then we are green. If we reach it for the time-based, then we are green also. And we identified 4 case scenarios when we use both of them. The first one is, okay, I'm green on traffic-based, but I'm red on time-based. So typically it means that my service was available for most of our customers, but not for most of the time. So to give you an example, for example, an issue that happened at 3 a.m. in the morning, traffic-based didn't notice it because the clients were not connected at that time, but your robot connects all the time, so he will see that issue. The second case is the reverse. You're green on traffic-based, but bad on time-based. For example, an issue happened during a peak moment at 9 a.m., so let's say beginning of business hours. You will see an issue on traffic-based because you will have a huge client impact, But for your robot, it's only one client. Maybe it's a short interruption. For the rest of the day, it's working fine, so he's still green. Worst case scenario, both of them are bad. So service was not available for most of the customers and for most of the time. There we have an issue. And best case scenarios, both of them are green. And there we have a performance that is, of course, very good. So in conclusion, in order to always stay one step ahead for our clients in their business and in their life, we at ING are monitoring the real end user experience. By doing this, we can put the right focus on the right services, or the most popular ones. We can improve our availability because we can detect their issue faster. And in order to measure the availability, we are using two metrics. The first one is the traffic-based metric. This one focuses on the customer, how many customers did I service well. And the second one is the time-based. This one focuses on the service health, for how long was it up and running. And if you use both of them together, then you can focus on the performance of your service. Thank you very much for your attention.